bum bum da 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 bum bum da. Hey y'all, long time no see. We're here having a good time and starting this book of the month vlog. So the first book that I ended up picking up for this vlog, this is gonna be kind of hard because Sherman is literally asleep in my lap. He thinks he's the king of the roost, and apparently he is. So the first book that I ended up picking up for this book of the month vlog is Sky Falling, which is a June 2021 book of the month pick. It centers around our main character, Sky, who has never really set down roots but is from West Philly, and one day she's approached by a young 12-year-old who says that she is her biological daughter, and we find out that Sky had donated her eggs to a friend, and this child is the result of that. So we are at the 50% mark so far. It's looking like a 3-star currently. I'm enjoying the humor of this book. Like, I think it's really fun, but it hasn't really got to me yet, if that makes sense. Like, it's a fine time. Like, it's fun. It's not super boring, but it's also not super exciting. So that's where I'm at with this book so far. It is hitting on a bunch of different social commentaries about queerness, racism, and also these other things that Sky is dealing with, because she is like a 40-year-old who is unmarried and travels a lot for work. So the people around her who are like settled have like a sense of judgment towards that. So that's kind of like an interesting thing that's going on with the book. But Sky, I'm finding she's like a very immature main character, and that's like part of why she's so funny, I guess, because when she says things, you're like, LOL. But I don't know, I'm like having an okay time. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'll check in with you guys at the end of the book, but it is looking like a 3-star. It could go either way, you know, it could go down, it could go up, depending on what happens. But yeah, I'm finding that like the 12-year-old that found her, I'm finding that she's very like an interesting 12-year-old. Like, she talks very like old for her age. She's like very serious, so that's interesting. But I don't know if I'm like vibing well with it. Like, I think it's fine, but like I said, I think it's just like an average 3-star. So that's where we're at. Anyway, I will check in with you guys at the end. Okay, y'all. Miss Mia Mackenzie. Mia Mackenzie, you really turned this around. You really, in the second part of this book, you really turned it around, because I was fully expecting this to not be a very good ending. I thought we were gonna go from a 3-star to like a 2.5. So I am in between a 3.5 and a 4-star rating for this book, just because of the first part. I'm like, but y'all know what happened. In the second part of the book, the main character, the one that was annoying me for like the immaturity level, really turned it around. She turned it around, y'all, and I actually cared about what was going on with her. And I thought that her relationship with like her daughter, I guess is what she refers to her as, like, I thought that was really well done. And then I just really thought that she like really grew. Her character arc was really nice in the second part of this book. Okay, so I enjoyed it. And she was funny in the first part of the book, but in the second part of the book, y'all, I was literally howling. Like, there was a scene where her and her girlfriend, they're like getting jiggy with it, and her girlfriend, she like didn't expect to be like getting intimate, and her girlfriend like takes off her shirt, and the lady's like, the main character's like, oh no, I forgot I had my granny bra on. And she was like, it wouldn't be an issue even though it's ugly, but it has 17 clasps on the back of it. Oh my gosh, so funny. She says in all caps, why are you wearing your grandmother's brassiere? I was howling. Anyway, that part was really funny. Hashtag relatable. So anyway, 3.5, 4 stars. It was a fun time. Obviously has 2 queer characters, which is amazing. It has trans rep. What was really cool was when there would be some Spanish in there, like tiny Spanish phrases that like a 5-year-old can probably understand. And I was like, oh, I know what that is. So that was cool. It kind of made me think like maybe I could read like a little bit of like basic Spanglish books. Like, maybe I could do that and further my learning. So yeah, I had a good time. It was a nice story and nice character art, and it truly is just about this woman living in Philly and kind of like finding her place in her life, becoming, instead of like the victim, taking control of her life and realizing that not everybody is out to get her, and just kind of like becoming an adult, which sounds silly because she's like 38 in this book, so she is an adult, but she's never really had to face things that have upset her or people that have upset her or let her down. So that was like a really nice character arc. There's also some mental health rep in here, like a tiny little teensy bit, as well as, like I said before, social commentary, police brutality, gentrification. There are some other things in it that I can't think of. I feel like there was so much noted in here, and it was really cool because the young girl is like in middle school and they have like an activist club in middle school, and I'm like, that's so cool. I wish we had something like that when I was younger. So anyway, that's Sky Falling. I had a good time. Okay guys, so that's it. That's Sky Falling, 3.5, 4-star. We'll see how it goes. So I think the next book that I'm going to be reading for book of the month is Not a Happy Family, which is a thriller, domestic thriller, I believe. It is about this like well-off family who is all together one night. That night they get like a home invasion or something, and the parents get murdered, I think, or something like that. And so everybody around them is like, oh my god, that's so horrible, like your parents have died, and the kids are just kind of like, is it bad that they died? I don't know much more else about it, y'all. I just know it's like a thriller mystery. We're trying to figure out what happened. Was it one of the kids? Was it all of the kids? Sounds like the perfect scary movie to me. This will be a good thing to read because it'll be right before spooky season starts. So that's gonna be the next book. I'll probably start it tomorrow, so I'll let you guys know when I'm at the 50% mark. Okay guys, I owe you another update. First of all, Sherman's ready for bed. Secondly, I have finished Not a Happy Family. I am rating it a 4 stars. I feel like it's between a 4 and a 4.5 because it was a really fun time. And that ending, y'all. That ending, I was like, ooh, to be continued, but also it could just be a standalone by itself. Anyway, it was a really fun time. Really fast-paced, more of a mystery than a thriller. And I think this was such a good way to kick off spooky season. Like, honestly, I was like, oop, oop, oop. It was like a true whodunit. Like, anyone could have done it the whole entire time. I was not convinced that any single person did it. I was like, literally, they all did it. But yes, okay, so I had a good time. I finished this today. And I don't know if, like, you read mysteries a lot, if this would be enjoyable to you. I don't read mysteries a lot, so I was kind of sucked into it. I feel like if you're a professional mystery thriller reader, this might be not as high up on your list. Like, this might not be as exciting to you, but I had a really fun time. And I also really liked how they analyzed like the psyche. Sorry, y'all, I was on set today. I finished this on set and I'm really tired. I'm about to go to bed because we have a 6 a.m. call time tomorrow. Anyway, where was I? Oh, I really liked how they analyzed like the human psyche and kind of like what goes on up here. It wasn't like too deep into that for this book. Like, it wasn't like a sciencey whatever, but it was really interesting, like the reasoning behind the crime. So that was really cool. I enjoyed it. And like I said, it was very fast paced. There was not a moment where I was like, oh, I don't want to continue. You know what I mean? Like, where you put it down, you're like, oh, I could read that later. It was basically just like whenever I picked it up, I would be like going through it really, really quickly because I was like, oh my god, what's happening right now? So it was really crazy. The twists. What even? So yeah, it was a fun time. Miss Sherry LaPena really said, let me bring you a whodunit mystery. Okay, cool. So that is my second book for book of the month. So tomorrow I'm gonna be reading The Love Hypothesis. Whoa, or finishing, I should say, because I started it because we have like a Love Hypothesis buddy read. So I started it a couple of days ago, I think over the weekends. But like when I say I started it, I'm literally, I think, still on the prologue. Yeah, so I'm gonna be reading that. And I know that Monique read it. I'm not sure if she vlogged it though. So we'll see. But I'm going to be reading that. And from the like little bit that I've read of the prologue, the banter is really good with these two characters so far, which is nice for me because like I am definitely a banter girl. So that's the next book that I'm going to be finishing. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's it. we're moving on.
Hey y'all, excuse me if I look a little crazy, but I decided that I am going to try this Good Die Young I'm Bored hair makeup because I'm obsessed with not permanently dyeing my hair, but I want to try it, you know? I want to try it. I have a feeling this isn't going to show up because I've been looking up reviews and I feel like it's not going to show up, but I already have it, so like why not, you know, do it. So I'm trying this, but I'm also going to be wanted to talk about, because I realized that I actually never vlogged about Love Hypothesis. I mean, not blogged, vlogged Love Hypothesis, which y'all, when I say Love Hypothesis is a 5-star read, it really is. I know I say that about every romance, but I'm being completely honest. This was a sleeper agent for me. Like, it's fake dating, but it's set kind of in the office place because, you know, they're both academics. I mean, one's a grad student, one's an academic professor. But, you know, that alone could sway me. But then it has ace rep. The author didn't, you know, go out and say, hey, I'm demisexual, but she is. And she is representing for the aces out here. So I just really enjoyed Love Hypothesis. Wanted to hop on really quick before I forgot my original feelings, because I literally picked it up and didn't put it down until it was done. Like, I didn't even think about getting my camera, and I apologize, y'all. I apologize. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm also dyeing my hair. So we'll see if anything changes, but I have my doubts that this is gonna work. So
Okay, y'all. I'm here. I've got my popcorn. I've got my snack because it's the frickin' weekend. And I just finished a 13-hour day. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling tired. Not as tired as that one clip though. Woo, that one was rough. But I have officially finished the Love Hypothesis. I know guys. I didn't do a 50% check-in because I was on set. And I think it would be weird if I just pulled out my camera and was like, hi, I'm vlogging for the Roomies Digest. So I thought I would give you guys some highlights of the things that I loved, the things that I hated, and then we'll talk about that young rating. Okay, so things that I loved. First of all, that this is a Kylo Ren fanfic. I truly could not get Adam Driver's face or his body out of my brain when reading about Adam, our main character. So that's who I was picturing. Things that I loved. First of all, this is an ace main character. We love to see it. A demisexual, if we are being specific. We love her. Olive. Miss Olive. Second, it was very sciencey. And before I kind of started this book, I saw a lot of comments about how sciencey it was and how people didn't want it to be that sciencey. I'm going to go ahead and say it's not too sciencey where like they're giving you equations and you don't know what's going on. Like they just mention like a research thesis because they're PhD, like she's a PhD student. I guess he's a doctor. Yeah. And you know, they just talk about things relating to science, but it's not necessarily like the book is trying to teach you science stuff. So I don't think that will hinder you from enjoying it unless you were just anti-science. 3, the tension in this book. Mwah, 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 mwah. Chef's frickin' kiss, okay? Just wow. Just frickin' wow. And to add on to that, amazing because of, I would say this is a like character-based romance, okay? And what I mean by that is not a ton happens in the plot. It's more about the two characters interacting and getting to know each other. An example of this, in my opinion, is the hating game, right? Because they're in this one setting of the office. And in this case, they're in the one setting of like the lab, the school, that kind of a thing. And it doesn't go into like too much detail of like other places. I like that. Okay. I like that. I got to know these characters. I got to care about them. I could simp over Adam Carlson, and like could really get to know them and get to know their relationship. That being said, there were some things that I was like, miscommunication between both of the characters. This man is 34. This woman is 26. I need y'all to be better. I need you to be better. Also, PhD student, doctor. Y'all don't have to read minds. I'm not asking that, but I am asking to put 2 and 2 together. Okay? Let's be smarter. Let's be smarter. That being said, I think I would have liked a little bit more at the end. Not in the epilogue, because epilogues in romances kind of annoy me, just because at the end of a romance, it's like, you know, it's happily ever after. Like, we already know that. We don't need to see them like 2 years later. This epilogue was super cute though. Not to say that this one isn't, but I just wanted a little bit more from the conflict to like the end of the last chapter before the epilogue. I wanted a little bit more in that section. That being said, this book was so good. Okay. Oh, good. So good. I really don't have many complaints about it. I'm being nitpicky about those little things, but I thought it was so freaking cute and endearing. Really great book. Really great romance. Just 2 little nerds, you know, 2 little nerd hearts. And that's really, you know, that's really all that anybody wants. We're gonna give The Love Hypothesis a 4.5 stars. Killing it. You deserved it. You deserved it. You did it. Okay. You did a great job, sweetie. So that's it. That's The Love Hypothesis. It's a 4.5 stars. You guys know all about it. It is really cute. Like I said, if you like romances. So I think the next time I see you guys, it's going to be with the wrap up. And we'll talk about everything that we read this month.
Okay. What's up, everyone? I'm back. Let me apologize now. My neighbors are playing music somewhere, and I've tried to find a quiet place to do this clip, but this is what we're gonna have. Maybe you guys can't even hear it. Let's just hope you guys can't hear it. Secondly, I forgot to vlog again, you know. Sorry. So, yes, I forgot to vlog this gem because once I start a romance, I just get sucked in. I just want to know how it ends. I want to know how they're going to be. I want to know the drama. So, I feel like that is a good testament to how good the book is if you can't put the book down. So, or just how bad of a vlogger I am. I think it's a bit of both. Let's just say it's a bit of both, and, you know, sorry. But I read this gem, The Heart Principle by Helen Huang, and, you know, it was so good. For those who don't know, The Heart Principle follows Anna Sun and her, just kind of just like her journey through life. And it starts off, she had just gone viral for playing a violin piece, and it was viral. So now she's got all these new expectations, and she's stressing out. But she started going to therapy because she's having trouble playing the violin, is like missing why she even, you know, wanted to be a musician. And leads to more revelations about her life and how she's been her whole life. So it's just really good to get her perspective on her life. But then you have the romantic lead, Quan, who I really love the most. Like, I really feel like I connected with him so much. I loved his character. I loved both of their stories, but his whole personality, like Miss Helen really outshined when she created this family dynamic with Michael from the Kiss Quotient. I am blanking on the little brother's name from the Bride Test, and then Quan. But when Kai. But when I say that she has created a perfect family dynamic, like I love these guys. I really do. So when Quan came and his story came out, I was already connected. I just really feel like he really was going through some things with his health and, you know, like the love he had for his family and friends and like his career. You guys know I love a hard worker because I'm a workaholic. So I feel like I just really connect with him the most in this book. And not to say that Anna didn't have a lot of moving parts. I'm just saying personally, I connected with Quan the most. But how their little love story was great, but the book isn't only about the romance. It's also dealing with being a caregiver, grief, and all kind of things. So it definitely is a book with a lot of emotional elements to it, which I enjoy, but some may want something a little lighter, and Heart Principle might not be the pick if you want something a little lighter in the romance category. But overall, I'm giving it a 5-star. Technically, I give it 4.5, but we round up to 5s here in this household. So I'm giving a 5-star. I loved it. And as y'all can tell, the red did not turn out in my hair, but that's okay because I have other things and I painted my nails red. I'm just really feeling the reds. The Heart Principal, Miss Helen. Like, just really, I love those guys. I really do. Anyway, if you haven't and you're interested, please pick up The Heart Principal. I enjoyed it. I really love the Kiss Quotient, and I'm realizing I will probably love the Bride Test too. Christine is right. So, yes, can't wait to get to that one. All right, bye.
All right, guys, so we are officially in the wrap-up portion of our Book of the Month reading vlog. I think it's safe to say that, we had a pretty good month.
Yeah, I read some great romances.
I was like, I feel like your star ratings are definitely higher than mine. I feel like you had a really good
I could just say the number now and be done.
You're like, this is it. This is what you need to read.
Yeah.
Blah-da-dee-da-dee. All right, guys. So I ended up reading Sky Falling. We all know the premise of this book. I ended up giving it a 4 stars. Definitely was a little bit slow in the beginning. I was kind of like, what's happening? What's the thing? The main character is a little too immature for me. I don't know. But the character actually had a really nice arc throughout, and at the end I was like laughing at this book. I tell you guys in the vlog, but there was a really funny moment with the brassiere.
The way you said it.
Yeah, because she's like, I didn't mean to wear my granny bra tonight. If I knew I was gonna be getting laid, I wouldn't have had something that has 18 clasps. So it's just like, I don't know what happened, but after the 50%, like I was laughing, like having a good time. So I ended up rating it a 4 stars.
So then I read The Heart Principal finally by Helen Huang. Right?
Huang, I think.
Huang by Helen Huang. And
Miss Helen!
Miss Helen, of course, you know, I was invested. I ended up giving this book a 4 star. I loved it so much. And it was just really great. I don't know how to explain it. Everyone should read this book. It was a fun time, but also it had the emotional weight, you know? It dealt with things. And that's what I appreciate in my romances.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm giving it a 5, changing it now.
What? The upset. This is live, everybody.
Yeah.
Live update. 5 stars from Miss Helen.
Yeah.
I will say that The Heart Principal, out of the other 3 books that she has in the series, it's definitely the one where, like, if you go in expecting it to be a romance like the other 2, it's not gonna be that for you.
It definitely has a more emotional weight to it. And it is apparent definitely in the 3rd act.
Right.
But
the romance is still cute, and Quan, we stan him.
Yeah, a supportive king.
We love him.
We love him.
Oh my god, we love him.
We really love him. And that's why I had to bump it up.
I honestly want to reread all those books, so here I am. So next on the list, I read Not a Happy Family by Cherie LaPena. This definitely is like the mystery whodunit of the season. Maybe not of the season, but I did have a really good time with this book. I ended up rating it a 4 stars, and it's definitely interesting because y'all know the kids are at Easter dinner, their parents get murdered, and the police are like, damn, that really sucks. And they're like, not really. So it's really crazy because you've got a crazy auntie in here. We have a housekeeper who has been with the kids since like they were young. So anybody could have done it. Everybody could have done it. Who done it? You won't know until you read this book. And that's all I have to say about that. It was definitely a very quick read, very engaging, and I really couldn't figure it out, but I'm also not a mystery. Like,
what did you give it?
A 4 stars. 4 stars, yeah. It was a fun time. Yeah.
And then finally, we both read The Love Hypothesis. I literally read it. I think I told y'all I was reading it, and I read it the next day. Like, I read it.
Yeah, it was really quick.
Like, the night that I still was going to read it, I read it. And I loved it, enjoyed it, gave it 5 stars. I am a simp for a fake dating trope. That's really all I need. Like, fake dating? In an academic setting? Might as well just call it office romance at that. 5 stars. I didn't even realize when I was reading it that it was a
Kylo Ren.
Yeah, like I just was like, oh, okay, he's just only nice to people he likes. that makes sense. That's normal, you know?
Yeah. Oh my God, the Capricorn is really coming out right now. Like, he's serious about his work.
Yeah, like, you gotta get it. It's like he's literally making doctors. He's not like he's making...
You're right.
I'm like, it's not like he's doing something else. It's like, you need to be this to be better. And
you ain't wrong.
You went to this program for him, right?
I really like this book too. You know, I like the setting of it being in California and also in Boston. Every like scene was just so fun. Even from like the prologue. Like the prologue is really what hooked me. I'll take over, thank you. The prologue is really what hooked me because you've got this girl who's trying to get into this PhD program. You know, she meets somebody, and you know, the whole time
from the prologue I was simping from the prologue.
Yeah. And like when things come out like about their relationship, y'all, it's like,
yeah, obviously they do lean heavily on miscommunication, but that's just a device that romance writers need to push things along. I wish there was another way.
It was definitely annoying, for sure. There is something annoying about a main character who's like, he can never love me.
Yeah, I wish that there was another way. But I also...
Everybody needs to be loved.
I'm used to it, and at this point, a veteran romance reader, especially the contemporary rom-coms...
Yeah, there's always miscommunication of some sort. I
expected nothing less than that to occur. So,
and then... Sorry, I was just going to say the banter between the two is one of the highlights of this book. Like, the moments that they have. This was, like, such a good romance for that. Like, there are different types, you know? But, like, this is definitely the one where, like, the characters spend a lot of time together. You get to know them really, really well. The banter between them is funny and cute. And you're just like, you guys are so adorable!
Yeah. It was great. Well done. I really enjoyed this. It was the first book I read this month. And it was
great. Also, features an ace main character, which we stan in this household as well. And there is like one, you know, obviously it's an ace main character, so like the whole thing is not about like, you're not gonna have smut.
So there is some spice.
But the spice that you get,
we get 2 chapters of it, and it's a great time.
2 whole chapters.
Okay, you're getting a little strange.
Anyway, so yeah, Love Hypothesis, definitely my favorite book of the month. 5-star.
What did you rate? Oh, 5 stars. It went up.
Yeah.
It went up in rating.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice. 5 stars here as well. All right, that concludes this portion
of the video. So
thank you guys for watching, and again, like, subscribe, do all those things. Comment down below if you read any of these last month, and
if you're excited for any of them.
Exactly. Okay. Thanks for watching.
Bye.